Hey guys, Tasha here. Welcome to Let's Relate. In case you are new here, please welcome and ensure to subscribe. And in case you are a returning subscriber, damn, you're the real MVP, whatever that means. Anyways, so welcome to Let's Relate. Today's topic is quite sensitive, very sensitive. I rarely make such videos, and this is something that I went through, and I want to help someone out there, just in case you're depressed, you have anxiety, on all these things. I've gone through them, and I just want to share my story and let you know how I overcame them. Let's get into it. So, probably asking yourself, what happened, Tasha? Like, I'm always, people that know me, I'm always a jolly girl. I just love happiness. I'm always happy. And most times when I used to tell my friends that I've been depressed, I've gone through a suicidal state, people would be like, Tasha, really? Like, you are such a vibe. I'm always like happy. But then stuff happened, and I'm here to share what happened and how I overcame depression. I actually attempted to commit suicide thrice. Yes, that is how hard it was for me. But currently, depression is a serious thing, and it's very common, mostly with the youth, like me. People have gone through depression. I've actually been watching TV some time back, and then there was this girl that was brought for an interview. She's only 16, but she has attempted to murder herself, like to commit suicide thrice also. So and you're just wondering, at 16, what is bothering someone? People do not know this, and Christians mostly. The fact that we go through this doesn't mean that you're not a Christian. I asked one of my closest friends in church, and when I was in that state, they have this, I don't know if it's a notion or something. They always say, how can you be depressed? You are Christian. Depression is just like sin. It doesn't mean that when you accept Jesus Christ to be a personal Lord and Savior, you do not face challenges. The difference is that you face them, but with Christ at the center, you get. So it's just like when you accept Jesus Christ, you still sin, you still get sick, you get. It's just that it's a different situation when you get sick, but you do get sick. That can't take away the fact that you get sick. So how do I want to approach this? First of all, I want to share my story. I've been saying, let me share my story for I don't know how many times. Let me just share it. So it was 2020 November, November 26th, 24th there. I don't quite recall well. I was from church, and I was coming back home. That time I had my way right with God. I was just, excited. I'm going to be in the presence of God. I'm from the presence of God, I'm going home, And this is where I met a guy. Actually met 3 guys. I was using some shortcut, and that route was it's like, people that stay in fences and gets. So I normally used to use that route when I'm going back home, and that was really fine. It was cool. This time on, when I used it, I was there. It was around 6, and people had there were no people in that route. There were no people. So when I passed, some 3 guys followed me up, and when they followed me, they got me, and when I noticed they were following me, so I said, okay, now these guys are really following me, I need to hurry. It had rained, so the place was slippery. Oh my, I tried running after noticing that they are really following me, and where I was going, there was really no one to help me. I fell down. These guys came up to me. There were 3 guys, not really old, the youth, and then they were busy, they wanted to, I think, rape me, because they tried to touch me all around. And then one found a phone that I had and picked it out, and he just gave it to another one. Then they strangled me. Guys, it was really, really tough. The fact that just know it was tough. It was tough. I gathered myself. Actually, they were going ahead until there was some guy that was across. He saw me and I made noise and I screamed. I was like, oh my god, someone is raping me. Look, I didn't say that. I just screamed. I screamed, you guys. I used to say I would never, be so, noisy and stuff. That thing rewrote all my principles. I had to just scream just for help. It was just like I was dying. Like I just thought actually the first thing I thought about was they're going to kill me. I didn't think about the phone. I didn't think about raping. I thought killing, and I knew I wouldn't fight anyone because I was only one and there were three. So that guy came. When he ran towards us, these boys ran away. They let me there. Then he was asking me what have they done. I told him they saw my phone. I was crying. I was overwhelmed by the situation. I just got my things and I went away. I walked away, walked home. I carried my shoes in my hands. I was all filled with mud because they pressed me in there's some garden, like along someone's garden next to a fence. I gathered myself. I had my bag with me. I cried the entire way home. Walking, it's like a 7 minutes distance to home. When I reached home, our maid was so shocked. She had never seen me crying, acting all mature at home. I came back home, feeling so bad. Cried, my little siblings. It was very hard. That very night, went to the police and we reported this case. But Ugandan police, you guys know Ugandan police, it's nothing. Like there is nothing they did. Just, writing reports for nothing, asking us stupid relevant questions, asking me if I have been raped. I told them no, they were like, oh, you're sure? You're lucky. They even raped some girl, I hear some time back. They grabbed someone's bag. I'm here trying to report what I've gone through. You're telling me how I share the same experience with other people. Do you think I don't know that? Anyways, so that was it. So that was the first incident that led to my depression. Depression is caused by a series of things. If you're going through this, I think you very well know that depression it's surrounded with very many things. You cannot say this was the only thing that led to depression. There is only one small thing that strikes, like how they say that, I don't actually recall, but the French Revolution, like what led to the French Revolution. There were very many things like before this very one thing. So this one is the one that primarily led to that. So before that incident of me getting robbed, I had gone through a lot of things, and things weren't going well with my family. Things weren't going well with my education. I was suffering really. I was going through very irritating things, and they kept on affecting my mental health. I'm one person who used to say depression is for whites, but surprisingly, it affected me. And I know very well, I'm sure that no one can understand something before they go through it. It's only when you have gone through something that you can understand someone is trying to tell you. So depression was very hard on me. I actually didn't believe I was depressed until someone told me. And then I googled the meaning of depression and I googled my symptoms. That's when I found out I was depressed. So after that time, I started getting sick. I actually stayed home for like 2 months, and I couldn't move. I just was in my room at home, cry every day. I would get nightmares. I would wake up on every night and I would feel like someone's going to rape me, someone's going to hold me. I was just feeling devastated by everything that was happening. So that time I was actually going to report to campus. I remember when I went back to uni, I started becoming sick. I couldn't trust anyone. Like, I even feared boarding taxis. I felt like, unless I know that someone who used to take me back to school was like to take me to school. By the time I was commuting, I got this border guy that was my family friend. So I knew he would protect me. You get, it was very hard for me to trust anyone. I'd feel like every time I'm in a crowd of people, someone is looking at me. I'm like being watched, like that girl, like in movies. That's how I would feel. I would feel so insecure. But thank God, that time came to pass. But while I was at school, I started becoming sick. I had taken a while without getting like sick. I was always, who is that? Anyway, I was always on drip. I was always medicated. I was always hospitalized. Like that was my life generally, and it just kept on accumulating. Like all these things kept on accumulating, and I felt like my mind cannot contain it. I felt like, why me? Why is it that it's me that is going through such a time, all these things? And I felt like my friends wouldn't get me. I remember telling my best friend I was depressed, and she was like, Tasha, what did you say? Just because they do not know you, you get, like, they have not gone through that, so they weren't, she's one person that I always tell my things, but that time she did not get me. And that made me feel bad, like worse. I would tell my mom. That's when I made my first attempt to commit suicide. That was the very first time. I was in my room, and a lot of thoughts were going through my mind, and that was the time I thought there's this one thing called, I don't know, it's called depersonalization. I felt like I wasn't real, like I'm dead already. Everything around me is real. People do not notice me. I felt like I was invisible. You get. So, and I used to think it only happened to me. So I went to Google and Googled what that kind of feeling means, and surprisingly, it was a disease. It was a mental disorder. So it told me I was depersonalized. Like, depersonalization is something. That's when I started running mad, like crazy, like like let me just put it in Uganda. Really, my mind was running away from my body. I would feel my mind running literally. I can't understand anything. I would feel always. I would just be talking to my mind would be talking to me all the time, constantly telling me, are you seeing that building? I remember one time I was I was on a border. I was heading to town from my uni, and then I saw some building that was under construction. They were constructing up. It was a flat. So I saw some ropes, and I imagined just getting off the border and going there, climbing up, getting that rope and just hanging myself. I thought about taking poison, thought about just sleeping and dying, thought about a lot of things. And that was until I met this one friend. She's been my friend for quite a good time. Hi Trish. So this friend of mine, we had started becoming like so tight. So I talked to her about it, and I told her how I felt. For the first time in life, someone understood me. That gave me hope. Honestly, it gave me hope. I was like, okay, people that I thought would understand me couldn't, but someone did. She accepted. She told me, yeah, I've been depressed before, and she actually also tried committing suicide. So she told me such things happened. She told me how, and her story someone that was, there for me, someone that understood what I was going through. And so, why am I first sharing my story anyway? I want to let you know that I really understand. You get, it's different when someone is talking about something and they do not know what they're talking about. They're just making money, they just want to talk, But it has taken me quite a while to organize myself for such a video, because it's sensitive, and it triggers some things in my mind, and things that I wanted to bury, but I feel like I need to help you, because I also looked for help. I searched for help. I actually wanted even to go to a therapist. Most people go to therapists, but I had to share this story. Anyways, so how does Tasha overcome suicidal thoughts and depression? How do I get out of that place? I had been depressed for over 3 months. Only 3 months? I'm thinking 5. Yeah, 5 months.
Relax, man. To relax, it's good.